Alright, so I guess we'll go to, so we'll take a trip to Taylor's Head. And just about every year we always take a trip to Taylor's Head around this time of year. And yeah, we'll go to Taylor's Head.
Yeah, good idea.
I think back in 2015, nobody else was available when we went to Taylor's Head. I don't know about 2016, but it's May, and usually at May, sometimes after the beach is open, we always try to quickly go visit Taylor Head. I think we opened it on the day that Taylor's Head was officially supposed to open back in 2015. I remember in 2016 I was going to go there with Jon Snow, Shadow, and Holger. Or no, wait, Clam Harbor. I'm thinking of Clam Harbor. But for some reason that day the gate was closed. Yeah. Even though we had heard that people had already been up there, but they probably went the alternate way and they just didn't use the parking lot.
It looks a bit like my cousin's car.
Yeah. Oh, no, did we actually sign it or did we just look at it?
I think we saw her.
I see 2015 as a date in it. But it says guest book 2017 over there. That's the... You know, I'll just close that for a second.
Yeah.
There it is there. Please sign the guest book.
How is it?
Last summer, I guess it would have been the beginning of next month. I'm pretty sure I took a walk. I was over there somewhere that I took pictures of porcupine tracks with Holger. And then about 3/4 of a year ago, would have took pictures with... 3/4 of a year ago, I would have taken pictures with Shadow over here by these benches and that. Yeah, there's some... Looks like human tracks and dog tracks over here. Yeah. And there's the... Yeah, a few days ago the water was right up to the top of that pretty much. So it was a little bit wet walking across it. I remember taking pictures of porcupine tracks over that way last year. After the first day of work, 2016, after returning to work after the long period of no work that happens every year in that job. I remember thinking I just wanted to take a drive to Taylor's Head Beach. I knew Shadow wouldn't be available when I got off work, so I asked Holger, took a drive over here, or over to here, and then took a walk along there. Saw porcupine tracks, took pictures of them. Remember thinking about asking Shadow if she wanted to come along, but I knew she wouldn't be off work, and I considered waiting until she'd be off work, but I I knew there was a significant risk that she just wouldn't want to do it. And given history, I knew that I'd just be, if I wanted to do something, I knew that, well, I knew there was a lot of stuff I didn't do simply because I'd wait around to find out if she was willing to. So. Yeah, somebody did. Yeah. Well, it was a pretty good warm day. And so last summer, well, even the summer before, there was a lot of times when I figured I got through the day, I just wanted to run to the beach after I got off work, because I just felt like I was going somewhere or doing something. And I know that, well, not specifically taking walks to the beach, I knew there were a lot of times that I'd just wait around for somebody else and find out if they were available, and I'd just end up throwing away another day because I could have decided to do something. Well, when the tide gets really low, you should be able to walk up to that rock. I remember would have been back in 2015, it was at the, Shadow and I had a temporary period of alienation back in 2015. But when we talked over issues that we apparently had for years and wouldn't get spoken about for whatever reason, which I found kind of upsetting. We were getting along well. One of the first places we went when we started to get along well again was, took a walk out here at night, and I ran up to that rock, or walked up to the rock. I thought to myself, I want to climb the rock. I had it in my mind, I just wanted to climb the rock. And then she kind of let out a little woof noise, and she started to playfully run across the beach, so I ran across the beach instead to do that with her, because it was a playful, fun night anyway. But I remember thinking, walking out there, I think as a kid I was probably out to the rock, wading in the water. I don't know if I ever went up on it or not, but I remember as an adult, just a fraction under 2 years ago, just a little bit less than 2 years ago, well, probably a year and 10 months ago, or a year and 9 months ago, something like that. I remember coming out here at night, after discovering that this place was open at night, because they used to close the gate at nights, and just looking at that rock, it's like, I want to climb the rock! And then I didn't climb the rock. But I had good reasons for not climbing the rock, because I did something else fun instead, which is actually one of the more fun nights I can think of. But it was just generally a good day. But I just remember walking up to the rock. It's like, I want to climb the rock. And I mean, the tide was low enough that I could have walked right up onto it and climbed it. But I never did it. I never did it. Yep, I guess it's not all that often that the tide is low enough. You can walk up to that without really any amount of water between you and it, but can't help but picture myself standing there in front of the rock, just thinking, I want to climb the rock. I'm not sure why, but something with the playfulness of it kind of reminds me of reading old Ninja Turtle comics for whatever reason. Maybe an image of Donatello on the back of a giant sea turtle or something like that. I have no idea why I would associate that random memory to something like that, but probably the size of it. Just, yeah. I wasn't not a huge fan of the cartoon version from the 80s, but the comics I liked. And I liked the second cartoon from the 20s. But that just pops into my mind, just like some sort of like playful, childlike energy moment. And shouldn't be, yeah, walkway back is just over there. Just can't help but think of like a really energetic, playful thought. I want to climb the rock. And there's the rock. That is the rock over there. Not the movie The Rock, not the wrestler The Rock, the Taylor's Head Beach Rock. The Taylor's Head Beach Rock. No rabbits this time. We often... You see one? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, up in the tree there briefly. I didn't see him, but you saw him, yeah. This place is... Yeah, we often see rabbits here. This area here is kind of dark and empty. But we'll soon be returning to the Cavalier. Anyway, so we'll make a little Taylor's Head trip.
Yeah. We'll see all the porcupines.
Yeah, porcupines and possibly rabbits. Yep, it's a porcupine. I've seen porcupine out here before. Oh, there he goes. I'm not sure how distant they are from beavers, but you can see the similarity. Anyway, there he goes. First day that they opened Taylor's Head Beach, and I get a good close view of a porcupine. And I'm not even to the beach yet. Well, I suppose that might not be the most amazing thing, but I kind of like seeing porcupines. And I left the lights on in the car, so I probably better get back to driving.